All right, VV Nation, it's Thursday. Welcome to the channel. I'm actually recording this in the middle of a hurricane right now. Hurricane Debbie is passing through Charlotte as we speak. So tonight's presentation, right? Two things I want to talk about. I want to talk about SMCI earnings, and I'm going to talk about cash. That's right, cash. Now, when you invest in the stock market, when you have your portfolio, most individuals are really just focused on either bullish positions, whether it's buying a stock, some kind of index ETF, call option, whatever it may be, or even bearish options, shorting stocks, contra ETFs, puts, whatever it may be. But cash is a position, and a lot of people forget about this. So tonight's video, I'm going to explain why cash is such a vital position to be in at this time. Now, if this is something that you're interested in, let's go ahead and get started. Well, I know it's Semiconductor Thursday, so I wanted to address the elephant in the room this week, and that's going to be SMCI earnings. You can see right here, this most recent earnings call, look at the EPS, missed 23.24%. I mean, that is dismal. Look at revenue. Barely beat. I mean, it almost missed as well, up by 0.09%, less than 1% from being in the positive. The last earnings call back in March, mixed results as well. However, it was the adverse effect with earnings beating by 19% and revenue missing by 1.2%. Now, I'm asking myself, if the company beat on revenue, but yet earnings missed, where did all the money go? And I do have a suspicion where it might have went. Now, this article came out 2 months ago, and I know it's an old article, but we're talking about the last quarter. I needed to find out where exactly the money may have went. You can see right here, SMCI stock rises after adding three new production facilities. So it looks like the company may have missed its earnings because it reinvested that money back into the company and production facilities to keep up with the AI demand. Now, I know last night's video was titled Feeling Bullish, and I gave you some stocks potentially, think about when it comes to, buying the dip here. Well, after I made that video, I did see the market sell off, with recession fears. We saw Jamie Dimon come out with his comments. Look at this morning. Unemployment data came out. Markets started rallying once again. I said it in the video last night that volatility is going to remain high. And if you're not aggressive, if you're not a risk taker, definitely would not consider buying stocks at this time, and that's why I'm going to focus on cash being a position. Now, if you're new to the VectorVest channel or new to the software, we've got the VectorVest composite here. This is how we track the broad market. It's a little over 9,000 stocks. You can see it's up 1.5% today. It's like combining the NASDAQ, Dow Jones, S&P all into one, plus a bunch of other positions as well. Gives you a better sense of the overall broad market. Now, here's the color guard. We've got the price action of the VectorVest composite. RT looks at the short-term price trend. And here we have the BSR looking at the overall health of the market. You see the data points go back to July 23rd. I mean, predominance of yellow and red lights, not much ambition to go by. I mean, the system that we utilize here, VectorVest, very simple. If you see green lights here, the market is rising. It's okay to buy stocks. If you see red lights, the market is falling. Not a good time to be buying stocks. And yellow is typically caution. Now, right now, the color guard is neutral, and VectorVest does not advocate buying any stocks at this time. That's what I'm saying. If you go out and you nibble on stocks, I know Nvidia is undervalued, SMCI, the theory behind it, not a bad idea. You're getting in these stocks on a dip. But the problem is the momentum to the downside is rather strong right now. We're going to take a look at some of the, the big name semiconductor stocks. Let's take a look at the VectorVest composite right now. So that way I can give you the bigger picture. I'm going to look at this on a graph to get a better visual representation of this information and how to best utilize it for your portfolio. Here we have the market timing graph. The item I'm going to focus on the most is going to be the MTI that's down here at the bottom. Now, the MTI tracks the underlying trend of the market. Remember in the color guard we saw the price, RT, and BSR columns? Well, this indicator simply combines those three attributes into one single entity, giving us a sense of the underlying trend of the market, but more importantly, it gives us a sense if the market's getting top heavy or looking for a bottom. Now, typically speaking, when the MTI gets up to around 1.5, you can see it marked here on these red lines here. I got a zone from 1.5 to 1.6. That's letting you know that the market is getting top heavy. Now, you can see here, MTI went up there. However, the market did rally for about another 2 months after the MTI got up to those levels. So that's what I'm saying. When MTI gets up there, it doesn't mean you just go out and sell everything, but definitely, look at your portfolio and see where you maybe, trim positions, whether, you met profit objectives or even loss objectives. Taking profits and getting into some cash when the market's high is never a bad idea. And the reason why is because when the MTI gets down around 0.6, that's usually when the market looking for a bottom and a great time to start deploying those profits or resources that you collected when the MTI is at 1.5. Now, if I zoom into a 3-month time span and I use our primary wave, this is our fastest moving market timing signal. We can see we're currently in a primary wave down signal right now. And with the price of action of the VectorVest composite, you can see this zone I have here from 66.11 to 65.23. This I'm utilizing as a level of resistance right now. I'd like to see price action of the VectorVest composite break above the 66.11 to really, get any kind of confirmation to the upside or become bullish. As well, if price action breaks above that, at least as of right now, that will put us close to a close of 66.18, which was done 4 days ago. If we get above this level come tomorrow, we will get a primary wave up signal. But like I said, there's a lot of volatility in the market right now. And on top of that, it's too early to be bullish, but it's also kind of late to start being bearish. And what I mean by that, you see the MTI has fallen quite a bit here, now reaching a level, the low yesterday was at 0.65, while today it's at 0.68. So if you want to open up bearish positions, just realize that we're getting close historically to where the market likes to find a bottom. And the last thing you want to do is be holding bearish positions when the blast off day takes place. And what I mean by blast off day, we've done videos, it's called bottom fishing, but essentially during a market sell-off when the BSR MTI reaches very historically low levels, the market tends to want to blast off. It's kind of like stretching a rubber band, right? The price action wants to get back to the mean. First up, we got SMCI. You can see the sell rating came in at the close of $711. Right now it's trading at 510. So VectorVest gave you plenty of warning on this downside momentum. And right now we're in the Star Search layout looking at Bollinger Bands here. You can see price action staying between these two Bollinger Bands being the slow lane, just confirming momentum to the upside. Now on a positive note, we do value the company currently right now at $928. So this company is greatly undervalued. It's in the AI space. All we're waiting on is the right time to get in. So that's why I say have some patience. Make sure you have some cash to deploy when opportunities present themselves in the future. Here we've got AMD. The sell rating came in when price action, the close was at $144. Right now trading at $134. You can see price action in the slow lane right now. However, look at this. It is trying to get above this lower Bollinger Band. Currently sitting at 134. We do see valuation here at 123 right now. Thus, the company is fairly valued, but with the sell recommendation in place and a level of resistance in the near future at $152, less than 20 bucks away. Thus, with the market volatility, not a buyer of AMD at this time. Now let's talk NVIDIA. You can see our sell rating came here at $103 was the close that day. My stop was 118. If you've been watching my videos, you know I've made a clear stop for NVIDIA at around 118 bucks, which was already met. Price action currently sitting at 103. Look at our valuation, $102.08. So I do see why there's a bottom wick right here. You can see this support zone I've got between 101 and 96.9. Price action staying above this support zone. So if you did do some bottom fishing within, I would definitely suggest looking at this level here. And if price action breaks back below the support level, manage the position accordingly. Here we've got Taiwan Semiconductor, no sell rating in place. And if we look at price action here, it's actually got its second close into the middle lane here, getting out of this slow lane, showing that the downside momentum is starting to wane now. One thing I do like about this, look at this level of support, $133. Once price action hit this level of support, you can see buyers, full body candlestick here, were in control that day after the gap down. Now from a valuation standpoint, company's currently worth $144.26 by our metrics. Currently trading at 162, so it is slightly overvalued, but with a growth rate of 15% and a sales growth rate of 30%, plus this company is responsible for making NVIDIA and AMD chips. Out of these four stocks, at least as of right now, I would be most comfortable getting into Taiwan Semiconductors, but again, with the market so volatile right now, and just referring to our homepage, all of our market timing signals are down. So if you plan on buying positions, which I don't advocate right now, just make sure you have a plan in place. That's why I keep saying now is a great time to really reevaluate your portfolio so that way you can get a position in cash and deploy these resources when the time comes. Now, if you found the video informative and you see the potential to make some money here with the information I gave you, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if this is your first time, and I'll catch you next week. Good night.